everybody. It's hard to follow the secretary, but we'll try. All right, we'll see you at the ShopMonkey booth, influencer. So thank you. Good morning for another 10 minutes. If you all going to stay around a minute, happy to have a conversation. So my name's Ishai Crane. I'm from ShopMonkey. I'm in marketing, so I'm really apologize. I got a little ahead of myself with the verbiage. What we're really talking about here is just how to run a better shop, right? We're really talking to our shop owners, our technicians, our managers, and we have a great opportunity to bring a customer on stage with me. So Josh from Pushing Limits, you may know him as Hey Hondo. So if you follow Hey Hondo, now you know him. If you don't, please start. So fantastic shop of ours, customer of ours, and we're just going to dive into it. Talk about how to run a faster repair. We're going to make this nice and fun and easy, right? If you all want to talk about pickleball for 30 minutes, I'm happy to discuss that too. If you need to get into it, I can give you a little starter kit, a little some examples. So those are my two little things. So.
Is it too late for me to get down?
Yeah, I know. Well, but buyer beware. I am going for a meniscus tear surgery because of pickleball. So know what you got. All right, Josh. Any words?
Well, we've been a customer of ShopMonkey for probably 6 years almost, maybe longer. And running a shop's hard the way it is. So anything you can do to make that easier is just a good tool. And sometimes I think people look at the cost of it, but they don't realize what it would save them on the back end, the value you get from it.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. And so, when it comes to nuts and bolts, it's really just, when repairs are sitting idle, when they're sitting in your bays, when they're sitting in your yard, when they're not being repaired, and when they're not getting out. And that's what we're trying to dig in. And I know Pushing Limits has had great success of that, so it is fantastic that they're here at Matt's to talk about it a little bit further. So we're going to dig into what the hours are lost, where you get those hours lost, right? Understanding parts, and I know parts, there's shortages. I know it's hard. We absolutely know it's hard, but if there's any way that we can optimize it a little bit better, get it a little ready for PM, so we have it packaged together. And comebacks, you all are doing great with your first time fix, really having your procedures in place, so that way you make sure that rig that goes back on the road isn't coming in for the same repair. And I'll show you all some stats, but that's big on it. So any truck idle, hours lost kind of stories that you have?
Well, any time that you're spent, looking for parts and, that's just not productive time. That's time you can't really bill to the customer, and the truck's sitting there, which delays the next job. The cross-reference thing, just being able to cross-reference a part to another part number or manufacturer, it just speeds things up so much better. And the whole system from when it gets there to when it's completely built out is it's like a one-stop shop. Everything works really well.
Yep.
And they even have payment programs integrated into it now to where a customer can finance it through, that's a third-party company, but it's all in there. I can send the link to a customer to pay with a credit card. I don't have to touch none of that stuff. It's just streamlines everything so much. And to me, I don't have enough time the way it is, so that's what's important to me. Yeah, and bays, you get a truck tied up that's taking up space, now you can't get something else in. It's just the domino effect from there.
Yeah, exactly. So, and y'all use pen and paper still? Post-it notes? Yes. So we know that's probably our biggest adversary here at ShopMonkey, right? So we're software, and we can talk and have a conversation, but that's not my push, right? My guidance is for you is, do you really understand where your trucks are getting stuck? How much time it's sitting in a bay waiting on parts, or waiting for the technician that happens to be talking to the parts manager, or just walking around the yard looking for a vehicle. And so this is our guidance is we did a little survey, we dug into it, and we said, well, where do the hours actually go, right? And the guidance for y'all is track it yourself. Look the whole week. Okay, truck came in this hour. Where are they? What are they doing? How long did they spend? Run it through, and you can start to see, well, why did it sit in the bay for an hour before a technician was ready to wrench? Let's talk about that. Let's look into it, because what we're finding it here is waiting for the assignment, right? That's just a giant one. We have the comebacks is something that is just huge, that we want to make sure when it's fixed right, because now you're just going to eat that labor on the comeback, right? It's all on y'all. And so Josh, have you found anything on your side about being able to track how technicians are working, or seeing where the job is in a workflow, or moving along the way?
Well, I got two different kinds of technicians at my shop. Some of them are the pen and paper guys, and some of them are the tech guys. And getting everybody to track their time on the app, which is on their phone, everybody has their phone, but getting them to do it, that's a little harder. But when they do it, you know exactly how much time they have on a job.
Yep.
And then if you have an issue, you're like, well, why did you have 10 hours in this when it should have took you 6? You're like, oh, I had something come up, But if they don't clock into the job, then you really have no way of tracking that.
Yeah, and you got to have that system in place, right? And so one of the things we are talking about is making sure when people clock in, they're actually in the location. They're actually on site, right? So making sure it's geofenced, so that way when you clock in, we know that you're actually working and not just clocking in because you're commuting. You're an hour away trying to get into the job.
We had a girl do that.
No, none of us do that, I'm sure.
No, we had a girl do that.
Oh, you had a girl do that?
She doesn't work for us no more.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I know technicians are hard to find, and sometimes you just got to eat the slower ones and give them jobs that are appropriate for them, right?
Yeah.
Give them ones that is just, okay, just go at it, slow and steady. That's fine. The job's going to require that. But some techs, you need to get out on the road, right? All these owner-operators need to get back on the road to earn their money and earn their keep, and it's our responsibility to get them there faster, as fast as possible, done the right way. So you got to assign the right techs to it.
And I'm not, by no means, a computer person. I grew up, just the tail end when computers were coming out, and I just don't care for desktop computers. And this stuff here is easy for me to use, so it does help me. But I'm by no means a software advocate, just so you know.
And I'm not here paying you to be a software advocate, right? I'm here to educate, right? And again, I'm a marketing guy. You can stop by our booth. We have some product specialists. Happy to talk to y'all. If you want to try to earn a little ShopMonkey, a really cute little giveaway, we have that too. But yeah, I'm just here to help you all try to be more efficient, try to have those conversations. So being ready for when the truck arrives. This is really about parts, right? If you know that you have a PM scheduled, right, it's getting everything packeted together, getting everything ready to run. If you know you have a specific vehicle coming in for a problem, they called on the road, or your mobile tech couldn't get it and they're towing it in, get everything ready so we can start moving it faster.
Well, and in the software too, it's also one of the things that's only as good as the people that use it. So if you enter everything in like you're supposed to, it just makes your job easier going forward, because, like partner, like you said, if something's coming in, it's coming in, you can look up, well, we did this last time, and well, there's all the part numbers for the filters I need, or, so you can have all that stuff sitting there. And, they even got the picture thing with the truck now, which is pretty helpful. I mean,
yeah, we call it a CYA inspection. So you go around the vehicle, you make sure that all nicks are covered and pictured and everything else. Plus, it helps with being able to get approvals, right? Your owner-operator may have gotten another rig to go out there, or maybe you're working with a fleet, and you need to get something approved quicker so you can get the bay cleared faster. Being able to send those pictures out and like, this is why you need it, really helps our shops, and I'm sure helps you all.
Yeah.
We're talking about ready checklist, right? Readiness. We have a whole bunch of standard operating procedures, SOPs, that we hand out to our shops and have available to them. It's a whole nother training. We try to provide not only just obviously the software, but we're also providing the education, right? Again, how do you all work together, and learning from other shops around the country, knowing that, hey, if we have shops down in Texas, down in Southern California, they don't know about the rust tax, right? They don't know that driving through Michigan and Minnesota adds another, quarter of an hour or 25% to every hour that you're going to work on something. So making sure that is informed and you can look it up. So
I'm glad I don't work for you on flat rate.
Marketing guy, I told you. All right, and this is, by the way, this picture, we went down to one of our customers down in San Diego. It's called L-Tech Diagnostics. Sebastian is the owner. This is not an AI photo. This is not an altered photo. This is just perfect timing with one of the rigs he's working on, and this guy is just stunning. So I just wanted to point it out. We're not AIing this thing, so we're true. Right, first time fix, quality, right? It's not only getting your rigs back on the road, your owner operators, your fleets, but it's also your reputation, right? And so there is a lot of feedback loop that we have to make sure that says, well, what does it matter? Why does it matter, right? Obviously 2 times the labor, right? You get a comeback, you need to do twice the work. And you're eating it. It's there, right? 85% is our first time fix target. One, the question is, can you all track that? Do you all know what your first time fix is? And 2, is it anywhere near 85%, right? And that's what we want to make sure and enable for you all to go and be able to run it. So be able to. And then the throughput gain, what that means is, again, sorry for the marketing speak, is just being more efficient, right? You're talking about it, having a rig sit in your bay means another rig's not being fixed. They're not being worked on. That's just idle time. That's lost, that's lost revenue, literally.
Especially like at my shop, in the colder months, you have to get everything inside. You can't just work on stuff out in the parking lot or anything. And we stay so busy that a lot of times I really don't have time to do the job the first time, let alone have to go back and redo it. So, it's, for free.
Yeah.
So it's very important to keep that, first time fix.
Yeah.
I shoot for 100%.
Yeah, there you go. That's, 110, why not? Just fix it before they even come in.
And that kind of goes back to quality parts too. When you start using, some aftermarket shit, and that's when you have some issues and they won't stand behind it. Then you get to buy the part and the labor and eat that for free. So that's frustrating.
Yeah. Cool. So look, this is not a long presentation. We're here to happily talk about it. Talk about ShopMonkey. We're here to talk about pushing limits, real shops, real conversations. So seeing the bottlenecks, right? Understanding where y'all are running. It's summertime now, right? Maybe your techs are a little bit slower because it's going to be 100 degrees in shop, 110 degrees in shop, right? Understanding that, maybe there's a little relationship going on with one of your techs and your parts girl, right? Maybe they're sitting there a little bit too long at the counter. There's a lot of things that could happen, and it's just being a matter of tracking it, understanding where those bottlenecks are, getting yourself ready, right? From PMs to knowing what's coming from your mobile side, having a call up, say, hey, you have this Peterbilt, and knowing what parts you should get ready, laying it out, kitting it up. Obviously, part procurement's hard. We know it's hard out there, but you're talking about higher quality parts, getting that first time fix. Fix it right the first time. So,
when you talk to any shop owner, their biggest complaint nowadays is the parts. Because all the parts guys that are the older guys, they're all retiring, and when you're, my age, you're kind of caught in the middle. All the guys you've relied on for the last 20 years are hanging it up, and now you're just left with the guy that can't get you a piece of 3/8 fuel line. What's the VIN number? I don't know. I don't need the VIN. But it's definitely the most frustrating thing.
All right, so this was Sebastian. We got a little technical because of the web. Happy to show you his video, but he's talking about how he has a whole bunch of procedures in place to run his techs, to understand where his techs are. He's got a huge yard because he doesn't have to pull his anything in for the cold. He's in San Diego. He doesn't get cold, right? 68 degrees every day. But he's got a really big yard. They just expanded onto an airport property because they needed that space. So if you want to see it, come by the booth. I'll happily show it. Great guy. You'll start to see him on our social media as well. And where we are. So I'll give myself a little shout, right? ShopMonkey. If you just head down, you'll see us. We have a nice little booth. You can come 37732. I don't even know how. That way. Just go that way. And yeah, exactly. And Josh, I'll let you give a little promo for you. What are you doing nowadays? Podcasts and socials
Yeah, we got kind of big into the TikTok stuff, and then we do our own podcast now. And they just more turn into bitch sessions and rants, but people seem to enjoy it, so. It's called Blue Collar Boss. And I basically try to have guys on there that are, they might not be in the same profession, but like I got a friend that's a welder. He's on our podcast a lot. One guy owns a tractor dealership. And we just kind of mix it up, and they get a little off the rails, and you probably don't want to listen to them in front of your kids, but it's all right. Perfect.
Fantastic. So that's the presentation, right? Understand, I know you all own your shops, you run it, you know your shops better than anyone else. It's just taking an outside look, making sure that how can you be a little bit more efficient? When you're a little bit more efficient, you can get another rig in a week. Another rig in a week, what does that mean from a revenue standpoint? How does that help you run? And if it's just that, if it's just one more job, like that's just fantastic. So we can enable that. You can grow your business. You can add another bay, add another location, add another mobile arm. As I said, I'm in marketing, but I'm in product marketing. So I talk to shops every day, all around the country, understanding what they're doing, why they're using, why they need it, what are our gaps, what are we trying to build for you. So I'm always here to listen to shops like Josh's, just like Sebastian's, anywhere around the country. So even if you're not a customer, I would happily listen to y'all. Like, what do you need software for, or what is your solution? So please talk me up. I'm not going to sell you anything, so we're good.
Yeah, we have kind of a joke at the shop, and it's like we call it proper tooling. It's always easier to do something when you got the proper tools. Sometimes you can wing it, but anything that makes your job easier, I'm all about it. Even if it does cost you a fairly good investment up front, if it's going to save you, it's just well worth it. Yeah, because it's so hard to find help, and anything that can speed your day up. And like I said before, I'm not your computer guy, so you're never going to hear me say, "Oh, you should get this software." But this stuff does make my job easier, so I will say good things about it. And they do try to improve it all the time. Like, it's came leaps and bounds from when we first got it.
Oh yeah, we are pushing development every day.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to talk about those features as well. So come by the booth, have a talk with us. We're all gray shirted today, so I'm happy to do it. Josh will be in and around, probably walking the show, but What was the name of your podcast again?
Blue Collar Boss.
Blue Collar Boss. There you go.
Yep.
Give them a follow, listen, laugh, make sure you have earbuds in so that way, maybe someone doesn't get offended. So I'm happy to answer some questions. Maybe we'll go on the side so the next speaker can come to the booth. I'll be there all day and all day tomorrow. Thank you all for your time. Thank you for staying after the secretary.
Thank you.